Hey, Gary. You're not going to believe it. Finally.
What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. How cool is that?
Oh, there. Zoom in. So, we have big news for you.
Amazing news.
We're so excited. We'll see you in just a minute. Tell you all about it. Okay, in case you missed it, we have some big news. Gary, you want to tell them?
Well, what was it, maybe almost 2 months ago, we were at a RV content creators meetup, and we were fortunate enough to meet Patrick at RV Life. And Patrick was gracious enough to offer to write an article about blazing new trails and what we're trying to accomplish with our new meetup group. And so the article just got published.
Yes.
And we are...
It's a black screen.
It was on there earlier. But we are really excited, and we thought it might be a good idea to maybe go into a little bit more detail outside of the article, just to maybe give you our vision for what we would like to accomplish with this new meetup group. And just a little bit of background about ourselves. I've been a runner of 40 years, cyclist, participating in triathlons, running marathons, half marathons, races of all distances. Linda loves to cycle, loves yoga. In addition to all the running and racing that I've been doing, Linda and I have also been race directors for 18 years, putting on at 5K and 10K, 2 events a year. And we finally just did retire from that.
So with Gary's love of running, that's his passion in our life before retirement, Gary would say, hey, I want to do some marathon, and I would plan a vacation for us to go, and he would do that event. We also do that. We both love to cycle, and we would plan a time to go and do those events. Now that we're retired, we want you to come with us. So that's why we thought a meetup group for RVers would be a great idea.
It would, and it kind of ties in also, organized 5Ks and 10Ks. And we had a passion there of having that group of people together and just enjoying that kind of fellowship. And so in the RV community, this is just kind of an extension of that. And we saw that there was kind of a void out there in the RV community. You do have a lot of meetup groups, and they're great meetup groups, but none of them really focus on the fitness aspect. And we all know if you participate in any type of fitness activity, just, you know, how good that is for us, you know, physically, mentally, whatever. But the other side of this, and Linda touched on it, is traveling and doing some of these events. These events can be so epic, so much fun, and there's also adventure in the travel just to get there too, and the planning that goes into it.
So Gary still has about 35 half marathons to do to make it to a half marathon in every state in the country.
I just finished 35.
Oh, okay.
Let's get that right.
So Gary has just finished 35 states of half marathons. He's trying to do one in every state in the union. So
plus Washington, D.C.
Plus Washington, D.C. So along with that, other really cool races, whether little races, big epic ones that everybody talks about. We're planning a few of those for this year, and of course more in the future. We are hoping to plan far enough in advance that you can make your plans to join us, and we will encourage you by offering things like a pre-race, day before the race, run, or bike ride, maybe the night before, dinner's out, get everybody together, or a campfire, some sort of other activities to go along with it to build community.
But let's talk about maybe a couple of the events that we have out there, and just kind of maybe what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little bit of the criteria. The next one coming up, and again, it's only
the first one coming up.
Well, first one, yeah. It's only 2 months out, but it's a Kentucky Derby mini marathon. And what I think is so epic about that is Churchill Downs. You get to run within the confines of Churchill Downs, where the epic Kentucky Derby takes place. I mean, how cool is that?
They also have other activities. There's a balloon festival a couple of days beforehand. The day after, they have the Pegasus Parade. So there's other activities that go along with it that would be fun to do also.
Then after that, and this is just a new one that we've added, and that's the Deadwood Mickelson Half Marathon in South Dakota, the Black Hills of South Dakota. Now, we've never been there,
Nope.
and I don't know about you, Linda, but I am so looking forward to that. The really cool thing about this event is it's on a rails to trail. It's on the Mickelson Trail, and it's a point-to-point. But the other, I think, really cool aspect is, just being able to see Mount Rushmore and all, just all the other sites that are there in the Black Hills.
Yeah, so if that's something that's been on your bucket list, you have a race to do while you're out there seeing Mount Rushmore. So for us cyclists out there, there is a small cycling event in southeastern Missouri, East Prairie, that we try to do every year. It's just the coolest little event. It's called Tour de Corn. Multi-distances, so you can do anything from 15, 35, 65, or a century ride of 100 miles. The whole town gets involved in this. They have a corn festival the day before in their town square. They make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, all individually wrapped, cookies, energy bars. 8:30 in the morning, you're eating hot, buttery corn on the cob.
Yeah.
There are rest stops with watermelon chunks, soup, just a little bit of everything. The town has decorated bicycles in yards and at businesses, so everybody gets into it. What else?
Well, the night before, there's even a 5K race.
Oh, I didn't know about that. But it's so much fun, and we will have a small video shortly, and we interviewed one of the organizers of the race, and we have a little bit of footage to show you, and hope you get into it. We'd love to see you there for that.
And then right after that, and this is really kind of an obscure little event, but it's the Lumberjack Championships. In
the
Hayward,
World Championships.
World Championships in Hayward, Wisconsin. Now, they have a 5K associated with the Lumberjack Championships.
Yeah, we're not asking you to be a lumberjack.
Yeah, but I think that the draw there, I think the 5K is cool, but Lumberjack Championships.
I know, right?
It's not something that you see every day.
Right. And shout out to Mark and Trish from Keep Your Daydream. We had seen their video about the Lumberjack World Championships.
The Marshall University marathon, half marathon, West Virginia, and that's November the 6th. Now that may not sound like much that is appealing to many people, but if you're trying to run a half or a full marathon in every state, it's one of the flattest places you can find in West Virginia. But the other cool thing too is, and I thought this was really different, when you finish on their 50-yard line and they hand you a football and you run 50 yards and you finish on their football field. So that's a little bit different. I've done a lot of marathons, half marathons. I've never finished any event carrying a football. I finished a few on a football field, but not carrying a football. There's a actual race a week after Marshall, November the 12th. If you've ever been to the Smoky Mountains, maybe some of you have driven through Cades Cove. One day a year, they have a 5K race and a 10-mile race early in the morning. So there's no traffic or anything. You get to race in Cades Cove one day a year. And so it's called the Cades Cove Lope Loop. Say that 5 times fast. So if you've ever been in Cades Cove, you know how beautiful it is, the opportunity to see wildlife at any given moment. It is hilly, but again, there's a 5K, there's a 10-mile, and it's just an absolutely gorgeous setting for an event. So we've got that on the docket. The thing about Cades Cove is they limit it to 750 people. So within 10 days to 2 weeks, it sells out. If that's something that's of interest, you're going to have to sign up right away. And registration opens up June 1st. So we will have a link to the sign up for registration on all of these events. If you go to our website, blazingnewtrails.net, we have a calendar section, and maybe you've already been there, and if you have, thank you. But there's also a link that'll take you to an information page that allows you where you can sign up. The only cost is the registration fee for the events. We're not charging anything for the meetup. We're just wanting to establish community and just build a network of
like-minded friends.
Yeah. We hope you can join us because we're going to have a blast. But we're also interested in hearing from you. What are some of the events maybe that you've done or maybe that you would like to do, that you'd like to have other people do, that we can put out there on the calendar?
Yeah.
So we're
Let
excited.
Let us plan it. Let us plan the meetup.
Yeah. We're excited to know what those events are.
I don't know if we'd have any room for any other events this year. We're already going to be away from home for several months this year as part-timers. But let's look at 2024 and what we can get on the calendar so that everybody can start getting their plans made and be ready when events open up registration.
Well, I've got a couple in mind already.
Of course.
And it's actually going out west to Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons.
Ooh, yeah.
That's
a big one.
It is, and there's some amazing running events out there.
And we would have to make reservations really early because everything books up.
It books up, and even these races do. So through Vacation Races, check that website out. But they put on some amazing races throughout the country. We're looking forward to meeting all of you and seeing you on the road.
And with that, we will see you on the road.
We will.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.